Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Planet for Tech. I hope you all are doing great and learning lots by watching all the continuous episode of this series Python Beginner to Master. So guys, till now we have completed 23 episode of this series, and today in the 24th episode I am going to describe you the new topic, that is the Python MySQL. So in this topic we are going to understand like how we can connect the MySQL database with Python. Once after we are going to understand like how we can operate some database related queries with the help of Python. So those we are going to understand in this awesome episode. So let's start one by one. So here I have made a point like what we are going to discuss today's episode. So first of all, we will say like the Python MySQL driver is installed properly in our current configuration or not. If not, then we are going to install it. After that, we are going to connect the database, and after once we can create the database and running the MySQL queries, and we will look about the DDL and DML queries, how we can run execute those queries here in the Python. And after that, we are going to check the transaction, how we can perform the transactions like ACID properties we have to follow there. So we are not going to describe the ACID property in a depth way because this is the part of the database series. So we are going to describe this ACID properties in a depth way in a database series. But here we are going to understand how Python deals these ACID properties here in a transaction. So for this Python basically use the commit method and rollback method and the connection close methods. So those we all are going to see one by one. So first of all, let me see like this how we can see like the Python driver, Python MySQL driver is installed or not in your device. So let me show you how we can check it. So for that, what you need to do, firstly you need to run a particular module like import. So import keyword we use just to import the existing module or import the custom module. So we are going to import one existing module, that is the MySQL connector. So now you can see after this line of code, I am going to write one print command just to have the like this is working or not. If this is not working, it means we have not installed this driver properly. We need to install it. So let me show you. Hello. Well, simply I'm showing just to see like this is installed properly or not here. So let me show you this command prompt properly. I hope you can see the command prompt properly here. So Python demo. So you can see here it is saying like no module named MySQL. So guys, if you are getting this message in your terminal, so it seems like you have not installed the MySQL in your Python configuration. So let's start how we can install the Python MySQL connector library in our Python installation. So let me show you. So to install the Python related Python MySQL driver, we need to execute one command there. So we know like pip command, pip package manager we can use with the Python. So pip command we have to use pip and install. After that you have to write MySQL connector Python. So this command you have to execute to install this properly in your device. So let me type this command there in the command prompt, pip install and MySQL connector Python. So it is installing and it will take a few minute time. So it is installed, you can see here. Once it is installed, so you can run the code and you can see like it is working or not. So let me make it Python demo. Now you can see that error goes away because the it founds the Python MySQL connector is installed properly. Now let's come to the next point. So here we have seen like how we can install this Python MySQL connector. Now come to the point how we can create the connections. So to create the connection, definitely we need some database information like the host name, username, and the password. So those we are going to supply to this particular Python connectivity. Let me show you. So guys, let's see how we can connect the MySQL here. So I'm going to have the MySQL connector first. So import MySQL dot connector, and after that I'm going to create one connection variable. But before doing that, it is recommended to have the try catch, try and exception, because we have already understood like how to use the exception. So we should use it just to have the better practice here. So going to have this exception as ex. So here I am going to print the message if there is any exception. So it will show here. So in the try block, I am going to write something. Oh, let me make it proper. I didn't indentation is not proper, that is why it is showing this error. So in the try block we are going to have the one connection variable. So in that we are going to connect with the database mysql dot connector, sorry, connector and connect. So this method we have to use mysql connector dot connect, and after that here you have to pass the host name. So the host name whatever, like local host we can pass, and the next value we have to pass, that is the username. So that username we have to pass. Username is not there, only you have to pass the user only. So username for me it is root, and the password we have to password. So for me there is no password, so I'm not giving the password here. Once this is properly connected, so definitely we can check whether this is connected or not. If we are going to check connection dot is connected, if this is connected, so we can print message like MySQL connected, MySQL connected. Else we can have the message this is not yet connected. So here we can see sorry, MySQL not connected. So this way we can have the connectivity check first, and let me show you whether this is connected or not. So here you can see we have this. So you can see here it is showing MySQL connected. So let me change the username here and see what the output is. So you can see here this time it is giving the exception. Access denied for the user root 1, because root 1 is not the correct username. So we are going to change it. So for that, so here we are sure like this username and password and all information are correct. So it is showing as a connected there. So this way we can see our Python is connected with the MySQL. Now we are going to deal with the next point, that is the this one is done, and we are going to create one database. So how we can create the database? So before doing that, we are going to show you, I'm going to show you the how we can run any MySQL queries, because to create the database again we need to create execute one query. So how we can do that? Let me show you there. So here guys, we are going to create one database with the help of the MySQL query. So for that you need to have the MySQL cursor object. So that we are going to have. So let me create one variable my cursor, like that. You can have other variable as well, whatever you want. So for now I am going to have this my cursor, and how we can get that, we need the connection object, and with the help of we can create cursor. So this way I just created the cursor, and with the help of this my cursor I can execute whatever query I want to execute. So inside this we have to pass the SQL statement, whatever SQL we want to execute. SQL we have to create here, and in that we are going to write the query which is needed to create the database. Create database demo, sorry, Python demo. Now we can execute it. I don't know why it is showing the error. Actually, this is not the part of if, so we have to make it outside. So that is why it is showing this error. This indentation we have to follow properly. Otherwise, it will show you this kind of error, syntax error, you can say. So this all is a part of No, it's not a part of try. Yes, it is a part of try. Then why it is showing the error? I think there is, yes, now it is okay, fine. So you can see now it is properly indented. Now let me show you once it is created or not. MySQL connected. So let me show you the database is created or not here. I hope you can see my screen. So let me show you the database is Python demo we have just created, right? Oh, it is not showing there. Let me refresh it first. So you can see here the database is created here properly. So this is the database what we have created, Python demo. Now we are going to connect with this particular database. So how we can connect with the existing database if we already have the database? So how we can connect with the database? So to connect with the database, here in this connection string, we need to pass one more information, that is the database. You can say. So here we need to pass the database, that is Python demo, and after that you have to check whether it is connected or not. So this line of code is not needed because we have already created the database there. So let me show you. So it is connected here, you can see. If let's suppose there is no database available and you are trying to connect it, let me make it demo 1 and I'm trying to connect it. So what it will give you, it will give you the error unknown database Python demo 1. If all is okay, then it will get connected and it will give you MySQL connected message. So let me show you that here again. So you can see it is showing MySQL connected. So this way guys, we have understood like how to create, how to install the Python MySQL connector driver. We have seen like how to create the connection, how to create the database, how to run particular SQL queries with the help of cursors. Now I'm going to show you how we can execute CRUD operations there, how we can create the table. So whatever you want, you can do that. Only the thing is you have to write the query first, then after you have to execute that query with the help of cursor. So the point of remember is here, you have to be confident enough in using the cursor. So you have to make sure before running any SQL query, you have already created the cursor, and in that cursor you are going to execute the particular query. So here you can see this to run this particular query, I have created one cursor, and in that cursor I just pass the particular SQL. So it is get executed and it creates the database in a MySQL. So this thing only we have to keep remember. So let me show you the CRUD operation, how we can execute CRUD related query in the Python MySQL. So guys, here we can see how to create the table. So first of all, we have just created this connection, MySQL connection. So this information we just passed it, and after that, as I have told you, we have to create one cursor. So I have created one cursor here, and here I just prepared the one SQL query. So this three times double quote is not yet required. This is just because to have the multi-line string. So if you don't want this, you can remove it. This is not yet required. You can keep it only single first time double quote. Let me show you. So but this time you have to write all the complete query in a single line, then only it will get work, otherwise not. So you can see the query is prepared. So the query is nothing but the simple query to create the table, create table customer, and this table is going to have two column, name and address. So this is the varchar 255 is the size, and this query we have to pass to the execute method. So this execute method will execute this particular SQL query and will get create the database table. So let me show you, is it working or not? So it is executed successfully. So let me show you whether this is the table is created or not. So here in the database, let me refresh it first. So you can see the table is created here. That is the name and address, two columns we have. You can see here also name and address, the varchar and the 255. This is the size of this. So this way you can create whatever you can execute whatever query you want simply you have to write one SQL query here and you have to execute it here. So let's suppose I'm going to insert some value there. So to insert that, definitely I need different query. So I'm going to have the insert query here. So to have the insert query, we know like there should be insert into name of the table is the customers. So what value we want? We want to pass name and address. So this value we want to pass. So here we have to write values and the name and let's suppose name is Ramesh. Sorry, the name is Ramesh and the location is I can say Delhi. So let me execute it whether it is done or not. So it is executed. Now let's see the output is there or not, like it is really inserted or not. I'm going to show you. So let me refresh. So you can see here guys, Ramesh and Delhi is inserted. If we are going to execute the same thing again with other name like Suresh and the location, let me make it Goa. So let me show you this time it is showing how it is showing. Let me reduce the font size first because it is taking lots of time, lots of space it is taking. Let me make it 20. Yes, now we can see properly. So let me execute it here. So you can see it is executed properly. And here we can see, let me refresh it. So you can see the second value Suresh and Goa is also inserted there. So this way guys, as I have told you, you simply need to create one SQL query and you have to pass this SQL to here. Now the next point is how we can read the data from uh, database. So let me show you reading database. Reading data from database table. So definitely again we need one SQL query. So I want to see like how many records are there in this table. So for that we can create select star from customer table. So this is my query. I'm going to execute it. Once it is executed, I'm going to print the output there one by one. Let me show you how we can print that. So this time guys we are expecting some results to be there. So with the help of this cursor we can fetch those results here. So let me have one data variable. In that I'm going to fetch all the results. Fetch all. So from this cursor, my cursor, you can fetch all the records, whatever is there. And this data we will find as a dictionary. So this is going to be as a dictionary. So we can use the for loop or for each for all the values. So let me show the for here for item in, or you can say the row, not the item, row in data. So I'm going to print all the rows one by one. Row dot name. Let me show you, or you can keep the row as well. So you can see here. So it is showing you the two tuple. It is not a kind of dictionary. It is showing a tuple Ramesh, Delhi, Suresh, and Goa. So this way you can see it is showing there. So this way, guys, you have seen like how we can read the data from the existing database table. So we can run other query in this way as well. Now, if you want to update particular statement there, so what you need to do, only you need to write the different SQL query. So let me make this here. For that, what we need to do, simply you have to write the different query if you want to update. Let me show you. Update some records. So how we can update? So we have to write the query here first. Update customers and let me set here set location. Sorry, it is not location. Set address equals to Bangalore, where name equals to Ramesh. So we are just updating the address for Ramesh. So we have prepared this SQL query, you can see, and simply you have to execute it. So in all the situation, other things will be same. Only the part is what you have to change the SQL every time, whatever you want on the basis of that. Let me show you it is working or not. So it is executed. Now let me show you it is showing the new name or not there. So for that we are not going to see the in a MySQL client. Here only we can see if you want. So let me show you here only, or else we can check it there as well. Let me refresh it. So you can see here for the Ramesh, the address becomes what? Bangalore. So before it was some Delhi. Right now it is showing as a Bangalore. So this way, guys, you can create you can execute the update related statement as well. So delete will work similar to that. Only the thing is what you have to change this SQL statement. Then it will get properly worked. Now let's talk about the next part of this episode. So till now we have completed this CRUD queries as well. Now we are going to understand the ACID properties. So ACID properties is nothing but the four properties that we that every transaction should have. That is the atomicity, and C is the I can say consistency and integrity, and D is the I can say durable. So these all four properties, if any transaction, if any operation is having, so that operation is called as transaction. So we are not going in a deep with what this acid is, and because this is the part of the database series, so there I will describe you this in a very descriptive way. Now we are going to see how we can use the commit, rollback, and connection close in this here. So why this, what this commit, what this rollback, what this connection close is. So commit is needed whenever we have something we are confirmed like this operation we are going to perform and all the data are ready. So we have to use the commit command, and once the commit command is called, if there is some failure, so we don't want to execute that particular transaction, and we are going to roll back. So for that we are going to use the rollback command, and once all is okay, then after we are going to close the connection. So these three parts we are going to see by one example. Let me show you that example here. So guys, you can see my screen here. So here we have written one program. You can see. So this is the part of that connectivity only, and here the transaction part is coming here. So here we have one query. So this query we have to execute. Let me make up the separate variable like this. And if this query is not getting executed somehow, like we have written, like we have to remove we have to delete this particular record related to the name is equal to Ramesh. If there is some issue and it is not getting executed, so that time we have to we, that time we will get the exception like something is not deleted, can't deleted. So we definitely want to roll back the connection. So here we have called the rollback method. So it what it is going to do, whatever partially part is done, so that is going to be rolled back to the previous stage. So let's suppose we have deleted a few lines of code and few lines are not deleted. So there are few lines which is not deleted, and there are few lines which are deleted. So it is the part of partially execution. So in such situation when the partial execution is there, so that time we are not going to commit it, we are going to roll back it. So that will come here in the except block, exception block, and it will roll back it. If all these operations are completed successfully, so definitely we want to commit it. So the commit means what, all operations was successfully executed whatever we have planned. That is what commit. So that is why we have used here commit method, means all these data are deleted properly. If there is some mistakes or some issues, and part of data, or you can say the complete data is not deleted, so that time it will come to the accept block and it will show you like the rollback. So rollback means what, if it is partially deleted, so it will restore all those data again back. This is what about the acid property makes yours in with the help of acid. So you can see here, so here in the last time we have just closed the connection, because once the transaction is successfully executed, so it is a recommended approach to close the connection. So to have the better connectivity with the database so that others can use the connection, other operation can use the same connection there. Let me show you, is it working or not? So for us it is going to be deleted. You can see because that record was available there, so it is deleted. If I'm going to execute it again back, so it is saying deleted because there is no issue, that is why it is every time deleting it. And let me show you there it is deleted or not. So let me refresh it, so you can see here that particular record is deleted, guys. So guys, this way you have to use the commit, rollback and connection close. So in this episode this much, guys, we have well understood like how we have to connect with the MySQL and how we have to perform this query there. So this all we have understood here. I hope this is going to be help you a lot to understand and to start the connective to start you to connect with the MySQL database. And in the coming session on the 25th episode, I am going to describe you the same thing with the help of MongoDB, like how we can connect with the MongoDB database there in the coming episode 25th. So guys, this much for this episode. And if you have not yet subscribed our channel, so don't forget to subscribe it. And if you like our effort, so don't forget to please share it among your friends. And if you have any query, question or suggestions, so you can ask in comment section, or you can directly send a message in our WhatsApp number. And if you want all those videos in a single place, so you can download our app from the Play Store. There you have to search Planet for Tech and you will find our logo there. So thank you guys, thank you so much for watching.